Okie dokie. We should be streaming. I figure out a way at launch to know we're streaming. It's sort of like when you get on a Zoom call and you're like, "Can you hear me?" And you say that every single time. Can you hear me okay? I'm so sick of hearing people ask if they can hear me okay, but I do it too. We all do it. It'd probably be easiest if I just had the Twitch page open and then I could just see it populate. Oh yeah. We be live and excited about this new thing that I got going, and I'm hoping it works. And that is the stream avatars. I saw another streamer do this, and I was like, "That is so fun! You can have little characters on the stream." So I just have my own account in there, but in theory, when people join, it should put an avatar at the bottom. I'm going to commission some pixel artists to make avatars for Trash Heist. And so we'll have little pixel art raccoons and whatnot. The actual game is not pixel art, and our artists are busy doing art for clients in this game. So I probably will be working with a contractor that I've worked with in the past. But yeah, that I think it's fun. And they can do things. I think you can initiate battles or something. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It's a fun thing. Okay, so let's talk Trash Heist. You may notice a new phone design. I will probably never stop caveating that this is not final art, or even it's very, very placeholder programmer art. I am not an artist, and we temporarily have our artists in other projects. Plus, this is engineering speedboating, so we are focusing on making the engineering awesome without the assistance of pretty art. I'm going to my Discord channel, Game Developers of Dallas, and I've been noticing really inconsistent announcements. Yeah, last time it took 10 minutes to post, so I guess I'm going to give it a minute and see if it'll eventually pop up in that channel. Because otherwise, yeah, I'm not currently on social media much, so I don't have much places to post it other than our Discord channel that I'm live. And I'm hoping eventually I can convince other people on the team to stream as well. Right now, I'm pretty much the only one on the project. We have a 3D artist on my team who is helping me make some of these level designs, just because he can crank out these certain unique shapes that I can't just do with primitives, and just help with some level designing ideas. But otherwise, everyone else is paused on the project, and I am the person making it. Okay, let's dive into some stuff today. New phone design. You'll see there are now raccoons ready to heist. Those are not raccoons. Those are llamas. I don't know what those are. They were in Unity, I think, from some other asset pack that I have in the project. And so I was like, all right, they're close enough. So pretend those are pictures of raccoons. We now will have a quantity of raccoons we can release. So what I'm going to do first is make sure that you can't actually hit release raccoon button until you've selected a starting position. So let's do that first. I've been playing with the stream avatars for the last 30 minutes trying to figure out how to set them up. So my brain is very much not yet in developer mode. So give me a moment while I mentally transition and then close all my random YouTube tutorials I had open to figure out how to use stream avatars. Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? I go back and forth between having Spotify open or not. I like to work with music, but it's also challenging sometimes to talk over the music. So when no one's talking, when I'm just working, I really, really like music. I was careful not to accidentally stream the audio. I don't think, yeah, okay. I have to look at all my OBS channels, make sure it's not going. Okay. Now that that's going, and I have a little mixer, I can turn that down. Perfect. Okay, what do we need to do? To get this working, we need to go to our other screen, our other Unity instance. And we need to make this button start as inactive. Like you can't interact with it. Though I think I'll do that through code because sometimes like when you're messing with stuff, you'll leave it on and then break everything. So we will set that. And we will set it through select start because all you really need to do is select a starting position. Because if you don't pick a skill, like there's going to be some skill that's there. All right. So all these buttons. Currently, when you press the button, it does some stuff on player side node manager. So let's look at that script. Okay. Now I hooked up through Stream Avatars. I tried to hook up so the both multi-platforms would work, but I'm not 100% sure that that is functioning. So it looks like we should have some folks from multiple platforms on, but I only see my avatar, which is odd. So I may have to fiddle with that more later. But okay, going back to this, when we hit the button, submit position to host. What? Actually, let's see what we call. We call submit position to host. Okay. So that highlights the selection, and then it sends the command. We probably also want to. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by the little avatar. I don't know. It's someone from Final Fantasy. I don't know who I am. I downloaded like a bunch of packs, and they're like packs that won't go together at all. Like there's a Final Fantasy, Chrono Trigger will feel kind of a part of that, right? Both Square, now Square Enix, but both SquareSoft at the time titles, and then Marvel. I got Marvel, which won't fit at all, and then Animal Crossing. So it'll be really hodgepodge for now. Okay, so we're highlighting, and then now we need to disable. We need to start the button as disabled. So let's just have that on. Let's make sure we have access to it. So it's a button. Why don't you like accepting that you're a thing? Let's also make it public. Yeah, make it public button, and we'll call it not button, but great try. We will call it launch raccoon button. Now this should be unityengine.ui. Oh, it's ambiguous. Okay. It's one downside to the quantum namespace. It also has things that are similarly named. Okay, so we have a launch raccoon button. So we're going to say on start, we're going to make sure that you are disabled. Interactable equals false. And then when you click on a button, which calls this, we are going to say that button dot interactable equals true. Okay, let's just test that. Make sure we hook that up properly. Yeah, we should totally be seeing more avatars. Okay, hold on. Let me not Steam. What? Not Stream Deck. I want stream avatars. Did I close it? Where are you at? Okay. Let me move this here. I don't want to disconnect. I mean, I guess I could disconnect or reconnect. I'm going to try that. Also, I'll check my login details. Yeah, Twitch should totally be where it's connected from. Let's look at avatars and gear. Bot commands. You don't need bot commands. I think it'd be under general settings, making sure there's not some weird restriction. Okay, everyone can spawn in. I think people have to be in chat. So I think if you write something in chat, you will arrive. Maybe. There we go. Yay, it worked. You are significantly larger than me. I don't. I feel like if we were to battle, I would lose. And there's a way to battle. I don't know how to use any of it yet, but that'll be for next time. For now, just the things existing is fun. The eyes are like not in the right place. You have like eyes floating above your glasses. That's fun. I'm clearly the inferior species on this strange planet. So I haven't played Animal Crossing, like, which is crazy, right? Like that's like a super well known series, and I've even referenced it in like game design documents. I think that's what those characters are from. I don't know. Is that right? But yeah, there's some way to do like commands and stuff, but I couldn't tell you. And I will get too distracted down a rabbit hole if I learn now. But for next stream, I will look that up now that I know this works. Okay. I can't wait till they are raccoons and not other animals. Okay, getting back to this. Oh yeah, we're going to check to make sure that the button thing worked. Oops, that is not the version of Unity I want to hit play on. Let's hit play on this one. Okay. All right, so that's working. That should be disabled. Oh, I don't think we assigned it. The good old did not assign it an inspector problem. Let's see. We need to go to each button. Actually, no, it's not each button. It's the where's the script? This guy. He needs the launch your raccoon button. Question is where there it is. Launch called launch ball. Well, that's fine. Okay. I might also curate our avatar list too, because I downloaded like 7 or 8 packs just right off the bat for fun, so I can just like see what avatars are fun. Okay, let's try this again. So we can see release raccoon is not interactable. If I pick a number, yay, it becomes interactable. And then what I want to do next is when I send it, I want to disable it again. So, and then also take away one of our raccoon ticks. Okay. Okay, so then what does this call? Oh, it doesn't do anything? I didn't actually hook this up to anything. That's amazing. Multi-ball raccoons, yes. I'm actually really excited for when we do hook up art and like you hit a multi-ball and like a squad of raccoons just like goes wild from that spot. It's very like Marvel Rivals, Squirrel Girl Ultimate vibes. I need to write a function, and I don't want to. I want it to just have already been done. So, but I gotta. So when we hit this button, this is something that currently doesn't exist. This is basically the idea that from your phone device, you can tell the host, which is this big screen, is totally different. It's on the other side of the network to launch your ball. Right now, you tell the host where you want to be, and then on the host machine, I've been hitting the space bar to launch everybody. So this is going to be a brand new command, so we're going to have to go through the whole quantum flow to send data. The good news is sometimes we start from Unity, go to quantum, and then go back to Unity. This is a one-way directional, so it's going to be a little easier. But let's do it. So I do this fun thing where I have to figure out where the quantum solution file is every time. So we say show an explorer, and then we get our pop up of our files, Now I know I'm in the right project because I have multiple Unity projects running. Go up to the main folder, and then I dive into the quantum code folder. Now in Quantum 3, you don't have to do any of this. And so once we get out of pre-production, we're going to probably switch to Quantum 3 or a different tech stack. And then, yeah, we are going to launch the quantum code solution, which is where we write all of our network code. Okay. You are not, what? I don't think, hold on. Oh yeah, no, I'm in the right place. It's just threw me off because normally I have the Solution Explorer open, but for whatever reason, it's not. There we go. Why are you here? Get out of here. Exclude from project because it's already. That's weird. Playback turn commands. Delete. Sure. Okay. All right, so we need to make a new command. So commands are what? Event, not a command. We need an event. Oh, you know what? I was mistaken. We do have to go Unity to Quantum because this is a Unity view and it's the Unity button. So Unity is going to tell Quantum something, and then Quantum is going to tell another client something else. So let's start with command, and we will say, we'll just copy, we'll just duplicate one of these. And we'll call this launch raccoon command. Okay, now we will, I should have picked one that had more stuff in it. Let's do this. I like doing this just that way I don't have to like rewrite all this stuff. So what do we want to send? Really, we don't need to send the position of the raccoon. That's already been sent to the host. We don't need to send the class. Really, we're just telling them to launch. So we really don't need any data that I can think of. Yeah, I can't think of any data that we need. This is really just a purely, hey, we need to launch. Okay, we will say, we can say what player it is. That actually is important because we need to know who is trying to launch the ball. So player who launched raccoon. I like to be descriptive of these just because there's so many player IDs that I don't want to mix them up. So okay, now we don't have an event yet, but we will. All right, so let's make an event now. So we made the command. Now the command is what Unity is going to call, but now we need Quantum to send an event that Unity will listen to. So where's our event script? Game state events. Sure, we'll say it can go there. It's not really a game state, but that's fine. Synced event, raccoon launch event. That also is a fun phrase. Raccoon launch event. I would like to attend a raccoon launch event, presuming no raccoons are hurt in the process. And then we'll say player launching raccoon. Now I kind of want to make them like shoot through the sky because I keep saying launch. That's all it needs. So now we can, I have to like build occasionally between this because it has to be built to like see its new commands and new events. So now it'll be raccoon launch event. It only has one argument. And that argument is something, it's going to be this. Oops. Ooh. Cool. So now that's all the quantum setup we should need to do. Now we need to go to Unity and call the command and then listen for the event. Okay, so here is the player stuff. So we need the command dispatcher. And we are going to make a new command to dispatch. We're going to call this raccoon launch command. Sure. And then the command is something like launch raccoon command. And it needs just, what's this player? Player launch raccoon is player ID. There is no skill ID. Okay, so now we're going to have this command be called. We created the command, and we are going to call it from the node manager. I don't know if we want to put in the node manager. So this is where we press the button. I mean, it's not a great name for it to do that, but this is a location that we're handling all of this stuff on the screen. So I think we'll put it here. Public void, and this will be what is that little jump star? If we get it, do we jump? Oh, do we just type? Hold on, I'm gonna try to type them on stream. Does this work? Jump. Ooh, I can. Okay, you can jump. That's fun. But does that also type it for everyone who wants to jump? That's kind of annoying. I jumped twice. How do I stop jumping? Oops, I think I slid my stream over. Okay. Where was I? Raccoon launch button. And from here, we need to get the player ID. Where would be best? I think submit position to host. That's the position ID. Do we ever get the player ID in the script? Don't see us getting the player ID, which we definitely need. Yeah, these are all node IDs. Let's go back to our command dispatcher and look at someone else who looks for player ID. Okay, perfect. We just do quantum helper. Perfect. That's really easy. Oops. That's going to be for. So this is going to be launch, doing launch command, and it's just going to want the player ref. Okay, so now let's have the button hooked up to that. It's like all this work just to make a button tell a player on the other side of the network that they should do something. So is the life of multiplayer games. Okay. Did Discord ever post the announcement? Is that today? Say the 29th. Yeah. Okay, cool. Oh, good. Good. Oh, good. I'm glad that people see that. Someone was telling me I did a meetup earlier tonight, like an online one, and someone was saying I should start using Blue Sky to promote, because I don't really use social media much, so I don't have anywhere to announce that I'm going live or anything like that. Okay, get the button connected. Yeah, Yeah, LinkedIn is like the only place that I'm active, and I'll announce it once in a blue moon just for content, to show I'm like alive on the platform. But yeah, it's not a place people care about game streams. Okay. So where is the logic stored again? I think we kept it on. Actually, I don't know where we kept it. What is the script called? There's side node manager. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll make like one like parent game object that holds all the logic thing. Actually, yeah, like here's a good example. And they'll just name things based on the script so I can find it in cases like this. But when I'm going fast and prototyping, I break my own rules. Okay, where are you stored? Okay, it's literally right there. All right. So we want the launch button. Mostly just the pain, I imagine, of like, oh, you have to do 4 things instead of the one thing to make a button work. Oh, good. I'm glad people are seeing the Discord. I'm pushing to get us like more. We're pushing to make that group like pretty active. It's a new group, so it takes some time to like get that momentum going. But exciting things coming up, like a game jam that we're going to be planning that will be both on site and remote. And then also we're going to be doing a new logo and branding and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be fun. Yeah, we formed it a month ago. I run a studio that is kind of where it's getting its origin from. So like I have someone on my team who's like part of their job is to like make sure it's up and running and does a lot of the stuff. And that's Zoe, and you'll see Zoe around. Hey, what's up, Disley? So let me show you a better screen. Even though the screen is full of placeholder art, it is. I need to work on like a one-liner, right? Like so when people ask, I can easily define it. Think of Jackbox, right? Where you sit down in like a living room in front of a TV, a bunch of people, like local multiplayer style. Your phone is an input device, and so you are raccoons on a heist, and you make some choices on your device, and you watch a heist play out on the big screen. But yeah, I got to work on the elevator pitch. Okay, let's go back. So right now, specifically though, working on getting a release raccoon button. I always think like with this latest design, because we're in like the speedboating phase where it's like, let's just try a bunch of stuff. And so this latest design, when I'm thinking like releasing raccoons, it feels very much like those things you see where they like let go of like is it pigs? I don't know. I've seen it with turtles. I feel like they do it with different animals where they just like set them down and they like hope they get to the end and they're like, they get distracted and it's really funny. And then like someone's on the other side, like, come on over here. And then they get like distracted by a bug and then they don't move. Kind of Mario Party style. I'm trying to make sure one thing, like I used to play the heck out of Mario Party. Like I played it a ton, but I don't love the like board game-ish part of it, which is weird because I also like board games, but I feel like it didn't translate well digitally, that part of it. I just like the mini games. And so, yeah, definitely part of this has like that vibe for sure. Just trying to avoid the board game part. Oh, cool. I have other human-sized character avatars. I'm not going to be eaten by the elephant and tiger on my own. And it'll start making more sense as I like get it more built out, and then hopefully we can all play pretty soon, because the idea is that like you can also play it over stream. Okay, so we now have our button hooked up, and our button needs to call send raccoon launch button, which is a horrible name for a function, but that's what it's called. And it will send the command. So we now know which player pressed it over the network. And then if now I go back to the host, it would listen for it. So let's do that. So jump over to this side. This is my second Unity instance that's running. And on this one, hide your eyes from my hierarchy. It's scary. It is really bad. I probably should not on stream because it'd be so boring, but I should totally spend an hour or two organizing this thing. It's 3 prototypes deep, and I just keep bringing new stuff in without deleting the old stuff. This concept of heist steps, they're still in there, but they're not used anymore. And these minigame triggers, there's just so much stuff I don't use. Okay, so now we need to listen for the event. So currently each player, and so now the way I find things in my scene, because it's so messy, is I have to search for it by word, which is fun. Each player has a script on that player called playback gyro movement. And, hop over to that. I feel like watching someone refactor their code, it would be a very cathartic experience. Just you can see all their mistakes. I mean, y'all are seeing all my bad coding practices, so I guess you get that already. I'm really here just to make you all feel like better programmers. That's my mission here. I was talking to somebody. I won't say what game because I don't know if this is said in please don't share this. But it's a game that came out. It was on PlayStation. It did well. You probably have heard of it, and it was a multiplayer game. And he was like, "Yeah, dude. We ported it, and basically everything was in a single script, and there was a bunch of stuff just slammed in the update loop, and it was horrible. But the game was successful, right? So it's sometimes you can over worry about the quality of your code. It's a fine line because it's harder to fix bugs when your code is bad. Good. Well, then you don't know what horrible things you're seeing, Laser. Oops, I'm on the wrong screen. I want to show you guys this. Okay, so this is the script that handles launching the player, if I'm not mistaken. And currently I had, if I remember, let me zoom out. Jesus, it's hard to find anything. Yeah, so just as my first debug, I was just hey, on spacebar, launch everybody. So we will be removing that. Well, actually, I might keep it just for debug purposes, so I don't have to connect another player. But let's see what it does, because now we're going to put this under an event. Okay, it's on line roughly 207, so we can find this again. So here is how quantum works. Well, probably lots of things work, but to receive that event, we just listen. We set up a listener. So we're going to subscribe to a new event, and that is our launch raccoon. Oh, wait. Okay. Because I have 2 instances, this one does not know that event exists. So we're going to have to do some source tree stuff. Basically, we need to get the update that I just made in my player version of the instance to the host version, so it knows the event exists. Okay. There's a plugin I need to try out that I heard that will automatically keep 2 folders in parity, which would be pretty cool. Yeah, running 2 instances, which is a hassle. It's kind of a hassle. It's easy when you're only changing one of them, and then you just use the other to be a client that connects. But when you're they both need to get updates, then you have to do what I'm doing now. Okay, so let's just cherry pick what we want to select here from our updates. There's some stuff that I don't want to update. So these quantum code DLL and PDB, those should update the other version and let it know that those new commands exist. Let's see, project settings we don't need, build info we don't need. These font updates are forever cursed and always think they need to be updated. I don't need to update my render pipeline. I do need that QTN file update, which is a data file for quantum. And the project update, I did remove a command and I added a new one. So we do need that. So we'll call this update launch raccoon command. Let me pull just to be safe so we don't have. Okay, cool. All right, let's commit that and push it. Okay, so that was our player side, and now on our host side. Appreciate it, Laser. Have a good night or morning. I guess I don't know where you're at, but have a good rest of whatever today is. Okay, I'm gonna pull now from the host. Okay, I looked away. Did it pull? Yeah, I think it did. So now, in theory, let's just click in Unity, make sure it's awake. Hopefully, if I did that right and everything is kosher, we should, yeah, sweet. Now it knows it exists. And then it needs a call function. So we'll call this launch player as the command, and then, or as the function name, and then we'll just make that function here. And then it needs a callback of that event. We'll just call it callback, and that'll be like all the data that comes from that. So we'll say if the callback data, and we have player launching raccoon. Yeah, player launching raccoon equals player ID, which is what the number this player is. And then we can do it. If not, because if you don't add that, then every single player will respond. So like one player launches, all the players will go. Dizzy, is there a certain date for this game coming out? Relatively soon, which is crazy because like we're still trying to figure out what this game is, but we're targeting August of this year. So right now I'm solo kind of engineering this thing, but once we get the kind of game loop and we're like, yep, this is fun, this is what the game is going to be, and we enter production, then I'll probably pull in a few people to support me. We'll bring back art onto the project and we'll integrate art in this, so you're not looking at primitives and stuff anymore. Yeah, it's really, really quick. The reason why is because we're trying to build it leveraging kind of knowledge that we have from past games that we've built, and intentionally keeping the scope really tight. And a lot of the content we're hoping will be mostly user generated, which isn't visible in this version, but you guys will see that as I get further along. Okay, so if it is the player, we are going to basically do what currently happens in the spacebar command, which is here. Another thing that's a big no-no is copy pasting code, but I'm doing it. Look away. Okay. All right. So now, oh, that's nice that my bots tell me things. I appreciate the follow. Don't feel exposed. It shows that you are awesome. It will be on Steam, but I've seen something recently that said like it's good to also launch on itch, and like you can use itch to kind of funnel traffic, like use itch for the demo, and then that can funnel to the more polished version on Steam. So probably both actually, but we will see. I would say definitely Steam, like for sure Steam, but probably also itch. Okay, let's go over to our game and cross our fingers that all that work did a thing, because we haven't tested it. We haven't unit tested it, so to speak. We're just going to give it a shot. Oh, wait, we first have to connect. They don't actually have any awareness of each other. So we go back a little bit to the menu so we can connect the scenes, or the players rather. See you, Disley. Thank you. Okay, so now I just click every now and again. I'll click like in the OBS instead of where I need to be. And oops, I have to play on the other one. So what happens is this launches. It gives us a QR code and a room code, so then someone can scan it and connect to the game. Which once the game is working, I will give you all the ability to do that as well. Invalid room code. What? Oh, I know why. I think we have different version numbers. What are you on? 6.0? Yeah, 6.2. Okay. Easy fix. I just got to update the room or the version number on one of those. Project settings. What is it? 6.0. Okay. Try that again. All right, room code GKCL. Okay, and we can hold this down. They've connected now, so they are aware of each other. Like that thing I held down, sent it over the network, and it updated. So now if we see the spot 3, if I hit 3 on here, fingers crossed. Okay, I am purple. I can change my color. It's not showing my player name over my head, which is kind of odd. Maybe I disabled those on accident. But I'll be red, so I'm the red ball at the 3rd spot. And then if I hit this button, I'll be very happy if it goes. Yeah, okay. Now it went the wrong way. Now that's a separate thing. It will go the right way if I... How do I make him stop? Okay, I think if I have some hotkeys, I can cheat. Okay, so now if I pick 7... I think this will be a different color because there's another red one there. All right, I'll be green. Let's go in spot 9. Release. Okay. That's weird. I think I know what's happening. So right now, I'm also just enjoying watching them chaotically smash against things. If I hit escape, that's my like hotkey to kind of like randomly place all the players at different spots. I think in that hotkey, I'm also saying update your gravity direction. So you can see there's like 2 groups, right? There's this group with the arrows going southwest to northeast, and then this group here going southeast to northwest. And when I hit escape, it updates based on that location. And when I hit spacebar, they all gravitate in the direction we want them to. But I think when I'm using, kind of like pinball, we're going to be like slowly hiding the pinballiness and making them seem more like animals you release and just kind of like wildly run around. But kind of under the hood, it's like pinball. But you have like objectives like to achieve the heist, and you have to like open lock doors, and my hope is that people will start planning and like have some coordination. Another version we had, people were planning like way too much though, to where it was like actually really obnoxious, and you're like, guys, let's just try. Like, let's stop talking about it, let's just do it. Make trash cans have gravity for the raccoons. We were thinking about having like trash cans as objects in the scene, and you could totally instead of these pins, these like white pins, we're gonna replace them with like objects that would make sense in the environment. So like trash cans, like lawn flamingos. Someone had the idea of like a sprinkler that would look like a sprinkler, but like the physics of it would like shove the raccoon like a spinning object. So yeah, it's like, once the physics or once the gameplay is fun, then we're going to start like visually decking it out and making it feel less like pinball and more like raccoons breaking into a house. And other places, it's not just going to be a house. We're thinking like, what if they robbed a dump and a museum? I don't know, just like other random places. A casino, I don't know. Okay, so we need to fix our gravity problem because just to verify, if we move to spot 12 as the green and I release, he goes the wrong way. And if I go to spot 1, okay, that time he went the right way. But I think it's because once I hit escape and reset them, it's moving their position. Okay, so let's just see where we're setting the gravity and make sure that happens on the call. Shouldn't be too hard. So this is the launch event we have here. We are using gravity, but where is their direction? I think that's something like constant force, I think. Oh, it's not even being updated here. Okay. Like no one's touching that in the script. Let's look at one of the players. Players. Player 1. So you can see player 1 has this thing called a gravity override. And it will update constant force, which I think it populates at runtime. Yeah, so we add it at start, which I feel like I could just put it on right away, but whatever. It gets added at start. And then, yeah, we change gravity. Who does this? Who calls this? Yeah, so when move to random position, that's like my debug function. So when I call that, we modify this. So we need to like pull this out from the random and have other things be able to call this. Because this is the random part. But once we have this index, that needs to be something else. So let's make a new function called void move to spawn position. And we will pass, I guess we'll pass the ID. And then from the network ID, we will basically, okay, hold on. So that's the move. We already have a move. So maybe we should just make update gravity. And then we'll pass the network ID. And then we'll put all of these into here. And we'll call it here, update gravity. Passing in, I guess, what did it want before? Random node index, which was that. Okay. Okay, and then you don't have a sense of all nodes, so that means you need to also get, we send the list there. I don't know if I want every single thing that updates the gravity to have a reference to that list. Not ideal, but let's try it and just see how it goes. Let's recall this. Let's renew this to node ID. That's actually what it is. Well, node index, I guess, is we should be more specific. And then we have to pass all nodes. Okay, so now that'll function as it did before. Okay, so really we didn't do anything new yet. We just refactored that. But now we can call update gravity separately. So let's make this public. I'm a little worried that we won't have this data here, but let's see what we have. Okay, so update gravity. This is in player gyro movement, actually. So this is the same script that we were in earlier. So that's actually encouraging. So I'm not going to make it public after all. Okay. So every time, going to our events, every time we ask to launch the player, we could set the gravity, but I almost feel like every time we move the player, is it this one? Yeah, I feel like every time we move the player, we should also update the gravity. So we need the node index, which we call back.node ID. Yeah, that should work. And then now we need all the nodes. Do we have that? Do we do? Look, oh man, how great is this? So yeah, now every time we move the character, it will also update its gravity, which makes more sense. It's like they enter the zone, update the gravity before we even launch. We didn't change anything on netcode, so we should be able to just try this again without having to like do the whole source tree finagling. It totally is a random chance that my face blocks the QR code, but the game is not ready yet, as you can tell. So it's for the best. I think it would be fun though to play with y'all like soon. So, well, I think part of the problem that the reason why I don't do it early is just because I'm like constantly stopping and starting to work on it. So it'd be kind of frustrating for everyone else to like try to play while I'm killing the game every 5 seconds. Okay. All right, so we can see spot 3. So I'm going to jump to 3. There we got a purple ball. Red will be green. Okay, so it should go the right way. Great sign. Great sign. Let's jump to. I lost track. Maybe he already fell out. Let's jump to spot 10. Oops. Okay, I have to escape. That's yeah. Let's jump to spot 10. Let's do 12. Just like, hey, this for sure is a new ball. Grease Man is yellow. Let's release. Nice. Okay. So we are now launching the correct way. So the issue here, though, now is I hit release. I thought it was supposed to go gray and deactivate. Maybe we didn't hook that up, but we would want that to go gray, the basically non-interactable and release raccoons. 12 would lose its highlight because they've already launched, and then we would also lose 1 pip on the raccoon icons. So that way we would know we have 1 less raccoon to launch. And once it's 0, should no longer be able to select a move position. Let's try that. We're getting close to like a game loop, which is cool. It's like I have limited lives, more or less, and I need to strategically use them. Okay, so if we're down here, go into the game scene. Okay, so now we need to say when we hit this release raccoon button, this is actually really easy. We don't need to do this in a script. We can just drag in button and interactable, and we can do a quick test on this locally without even connecting it to a host. Okay, so you can see it starts gray. We pick a number and then we release, and you can see that it's grayed out. And I can't do it again until I pick a number, release. Now we need to make sure it turns off the highlighted circle. So for that, we do need some custom logic because we won't know which circle's on, and it would be really, really gross to like put 12 events and just turn off every single one. So let's see what we got here in spawn options that we can leverage. Because I imagine this one is what we highlight, right? Yeah, highlight selected ID. So when we launch the button, I think we also highlight 0. So we should say if we're asking to highlight 0, were we already telling them all to turn off? Oh, I think that should just work because none of them should be 0. So I think this will just work. I like when you like accidentally find a solution and you're like, oh, I don't have to write any more code. We'll see though. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I think this should work. Okay, it is grayed out. We move to 7 and then we hit the button. Hey, and it turned off. Awesome. We're launching raccoons in our imaginary world that we're not connected to right now. I think I might also like, I'm wondering if we should sequence it because like I can change this, but I don't have a spot to launch. I guess that's fine. I also feel like I should change this like back to none. I mean, I guess that's all like polish, right? Like, I think when we're playing to test the fun, but in the polish, like, you would probably walk you through it. Like, it would do a little animation, show you, hey, that raccoon's been used. And then it would highlight a new one, and then it would say, where do you want to move? What skill do you want? And it would like animate these in sequence. Okay, we need to turn off a pip, and we should know how many pips there are. So we need to track that. Let's just keep it all in the same script because this is doing everything else. I think I want to just keep a list of them, and we'll call it public list. We'll do game object. We'll call it raccoon lives. All right, so now we have a list called raccoon lives, and we'll populate that by hand. And when we submit, raccoon lives icons. Well, okay, hold on. I have an idea. So we'll say private ints, raccoon lives remaining. What we can do is right on start, we can say lives remaining equals raccoon lives.count. Okay. And then when we launch, we'll have a void remove life, raccoon life. Let's be life. And then we would say if remaining life is remaining is greater than 0, then we would go. I'm trying to figure out how we determine the index. Because if lives remaining is 3, because like let's say we have 4 lives, okay, then this value would be 4, but it's indexed to 3. Raccoon lives dot. We need the index, right? Well, I guess first we should subtract the life, right? Lives remaining, so we subtract. And then I don't like doing it at the beginning. So I think first we should remove the icon. So raccoon lives, we need the index, which would be remaining lives. But the problem with that is like this is going to be 4, which is already 1 out of index. I mean, I guess it's fine if we just do -1. I mean, it'll go backwards, which I don't love, but I think it's fine. Now, of course, we could put this first, but I think that's weird, a weirdly deceptive way to make the code look. So we're just getting the index, we're subtracting one because it's zero indexed. Sorry, we're getting the count, and then we're subtracting one to match the fact that this is a zero indexed list. And we're setting it to false. Now, if no lives are remaining, I guess we just do nothing. And maybe then we turn back on the button. So maybe we actually do it in here, because we don't want to turn the button back on if oh, so we can just check that. Sorry, thinking too many solutions at the same time. So we can do the launch raccoon button. It normally turns on once you click a move, like a highlight selection, I believe. Yeah, it turns on here. So we should say if lives remaining is greater than 0, then you can become interactable. Or even better yet, you don't do any of this stuff if you don't have lives. And I think even what I might want to do is go through all of the buttons. We have all nodes on here. Where's node tags? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that is the game object. I think for now, I will just leave that as is. I was going to make the buttons go gray, but I don't think we need to do that. All right, let's see if this works. All right, so we pick a. Oh, it's not letting us pick. Does that mean it? Oh, I know why. Because it thinks we have no lives because we didn't assign it in inspector. Yeah, I really wish they would be non-interactable because it's weird to click. Okay, sorry. Let's do player choices. Choose skill panel. Where is it? Here we go. Raccoon lives. It is going to be. Go. Let's put these in order. Actually, to that point, if I put them in inverse order, then they will gray out in the way that I want them to, which I like. Okay. Oh, that's cool. You can ask for commands. That's neat. I think I can also custom curate those and like make different actions and things. I have to spend more time with the stream avatars, but yeah. Okay, so I need to assign this to here. Okay. I can't tell if that's what an octopus looks like when it sits. I think you're sitting. Oh yeah, I guess because you're not walking around. That's cool. Okay, let's go here and let's see if that fixed it. Yeah, because it knows I have lives. So then I would release. Ah, boo, that should have turned off. Let's see if it's still counting though. Okay, that's not working. All right, getting closer, but still a bug. Oh, I never called it. like it. Sweet. Okay. Instead of disabling it though, because we can just see they're disappearing at the top. Yeah, and then now I can't do anything. I think I just want to turn them black. I think that would be easier. Look like you still see the icon, but it looks like a silhouette. So instead of setting active, let's do, are these sprites? What are these? These are images, UI images. Dot get components image, not false, image dot color equals color dot black. Okay, that should work. And then I guess I want to say else, just because it was bothering me that all of these nodes were still clickable. Let's fix that. So we'll say node tag dot get component. It should have a button on it. Let's try our luck. Get component. Button. I should say Unity engine. UI dot button. Interactable equals false. Okay. So in theory, that should make all the buttons go gray. Well, all the positional buttons. I guess we can still mess around with the skills, but one thing at a time. All right, pick our spots, pick a skill, release. There we go. It is going in the opposite order than I would have hoped. But I think that's fine. Let's just see if it's working. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so you should have been gray. So I think it's because we need to, we're now saying it's greater than 0, which is well, no, it should have, I guess we never get down to 0. Or this happened and it just didn't work right. I guess that's very possible. I think it's because it's 0 and I can never hit that again. So we'll say if it's greater than a 1. Let's see if that works. I think if we did that, I don't know if that'll work. That could fix it. I think, though, honestly, if we just literally change the order, because it's going by index number. I forget where the script is. Yeah, so it's going 3, 2, 1, 0. So if I just flip that order in here, that should fix it. Let's see. I think I might also just live with the fact that these buttons don't go gray. If you're out of lives, you can click things, but nothing happens. Release. There we go. Yeah, and then it'd be nice polish that, again, it's in sequence. It would like do a nice little animation, like, scale up, like this is the one you're controlling. And then this whole section would then, after a moment, light up. You pick your thing. Then this skill section would light up. You cannot see where I'm clicked. The whole skill section would light up. Pick your role, and then so like sequencing all that. Okay, I think that works for the player side. we do need to do one thing on the host side. So right now you only ever have one ball. So the idea is that like we actually don't have the concept of spawning new balls. I think that's going to be a bit of a lift just because these players are associated directly with you as an entity, as like a networked player. So to spawn more of them is just it's gonna be a little trickier. So I think I will save that for tomorrow, which I'll probably knock out early in the morning. I don't stream during the day or the morning because I feel like people probably have stuff they're doing, work, school, that kind of stuff. But I probably will hop on again maybe tomorrow night, if not the night after, and y'all can see how it went. Appreciate everyone hanging out. It was fun having the stream avatars. I'll see if I can commission someone to make us raccoons, because that would be way cooler. All right, y'all. Catch you next time. Of course. Thanks for coming by.